Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the ChaddyTheChump channel, and today we are going to be talking about Matchroom's upcoming stacked show this weekend in Monte Carlo. It is their 6th show in Monte Carlo, and you know, this is kind of a tradition. They do an event each year in this location. But what's so special about this one is it's easily the most stacked it's ever been, right? The fights are very, very good. It's going to be a very entertaining night. It's basically a UK fight card, right? Like, don't let the location stir you away, because it's UK fights, right? But it's just in Monte Carlo. And it's a very, very good card. So we are going to be predicting it. Let's get right into it. So this card is headlined by Masoud versus McGrail for the European title. So a very good main event. There was actually some controversy, like I think it was a few weeks ago, saying that the European title may have not actually been on the line in this fight because it was in Monte Carlo, but I think that got sorted out. So the European title is on the line, and undefeated Masoud taking on Peter McGrail with just the one unlucky defeat. It's going to be a good one for the European title. Obviously, Masoud beat Liam Davies in his last fight, who's actually going to fight Zach Miller coming up. And Peter McGrail, obviously, he got the win on that Fury versus Usyk undercard. So it's a good matchup. So my prediction is that Masoud will win the European title and hopefully goes up potentially to world level. Now this next one is definitely a banger, and in my opinion it kind of deserves the main event just because of how good this fight is expected to be and should be, and that is Pat McCormack versus Conor Walker. Both of these guys, you know, were kind of prospects. Now they are at a good level, obviously, for the British and Commonwealth titles, which is held by Conor Walker, and it's kind of like a crossroads sort of fight, right? Because both of these guys are coming up, but we all want to see them fight against each other. So this is what is going to happen, right? Pat McCormack coming off a win against Parra in September. It was a very good win, but it was against a journeyman, whereas Conor Walker is no journeyman and is a very good fighter, and he might even be going into this as the favourite, having had more experience than Pat McCormack. But Pat looked very, very good in his last fight, although, you know, he didn't look, you know, how some of the commentary was saying. I remember for that fight, Sonny Edwards was on commentary, and he literally said that he would put his house on the line to see Pat McCormack beat Rolly Romero. He said he'd beat Rolly Romero, which is a bit mental and not true. I think Rolly Romero would win that fight, but I guess that's the excitement of this prospect, and I am going to jump on this train and say that Pat McCormack will defeat Conor Walker and hopefully become a very good welterweight fighter in the British scene, right? We've already got some very good welterweights. Lewis Crocker, obviously Conor Benn. Obviously his last fight was at a welterweight, but he's coming back down. So it would be great to have another good welterweight in our division. Some other fights on this card include Johnny Fisher returning. He is back. Obviously the loss against Dave Allen wasn't the best, right? It probably wasn't the best matchup for him to take, because, you know, he struggled against him in the first fight. But then again, you know, you can't really be a duck, and he didn't duck him, and he took the fight, and yes, he got beat. But this is the resurgence of Johnny Fisher. Now, he is fighting a journeyman. I actually think his other opponent pulled out, so he's now got one on short notice. So, you know, it's a must win. If he loses this, you know, his career's basically over. No pressure, right? But it is a must win fight, and I do, of course, believe he will win this fight. Also, Ferreira versus Turam. Now, a lot of, you know, the commentary, you know, and pundits have been saying that this fight is an absolute gonna be a barnstormer. So, hopefully it will be, right? You know, it's kind of rare to see, you know, like, sort of these fighters from the other nations, because, of course, boxing is primarily in the UK and USA, but because this is in Monte Carlo, you can kind of put these other fights on as well. So it should be a pretty good one, and I'm going to predict that Ferreira gets the win. And the last fight we are going to be predicting is Sean McComb taking on Hugo Mikhaev. Now, it's Mikhaev in his hometown, you know, well, home country, Monte Carlo. I'm not sure about the town, but he is from Monte Carlo, so it only seems right that he does get the win and defeat Sean McComb. So that is my prediction. But yes, that was my prediction on Matchroom's Monte Carlo show this weekend. It's just a nice one for the weekend, a decent show to put on Saturday night, and it's gonna be a very good one. But yes, guys, that was my predictions. Comment down below your thoughts on this card. Who do you think will come out with the European title? And obviously that co-main event is a spectacular one as well, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.